Buckle up and get ready for a roller coaster ride of some tasteless humor, lots of heart, and radical truth with two scrappy chicks. Because adulting is hard, but we are thinking that laughing about it is just so much easier. Hey, and we're back. We're back in the saddle again. Good Aerosmith song. So by the time you hear this, Easter will have passed. It is Saturday before Easter. So hope everyone had a happy Easter and hopefully we have a happy Easter tomorrow. I
Yes,
was
we will have a happy Easter tomorrow.
Jess, I was going to I didn't want to cook, and then just the thought of going out and probably how crazy it's going to be at places. Um, I was like, no. So I'm like, I'm just gonna go to Jewel and get that roast on sale. Just keeping it simple. Roast, rolls, potatoes, mac and cheese, corn, and cheesecake bites for dessert.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're all going to your house.
Yeah. So it's the first time I'm cooking this roast, but the cool part is it has a button that pops up when it's done.
Nice.
So yes. No chame today, but that's good because we don't always have to have a chame. Um, but a thank you. So, I have a Wuzu fan that I got last year that I absolutely love. It is tiny and mighty, and El Puppy chewed the cord in her younger days here, and it has been sitting on the table with a new cord to be replaced for probably almost 2 months. And I was like, you know what? I got tired of waiting.
Yeah, and the
So,
warmer weather is on its way. So,
yeah. So, um, I happened to tell a customer about it, and she suggested I take it to our local hardware store. She goes, see if they can fix it. You know, that if they can't, they can't. Well, I'm sure you could figure it out, but try. I was like, okay. So I did. Took it in Wednesday. It was like probably around 4:30, and they said, okay, they may not get to it for a couple days. And I'm like, I kind of laughed and said, that's okay. I've waited almost 2 months. So what's another couple of days?
right.
So, um, I get a call the next day. It wasn't even 24 hours. It was like 11 o'clock in the morning. Hey, your fan's done. $12. Oh,
Oh,
okay.
I mean, not only did you get it done quickly, but what was really surprising was the 12 bucks.
Yeah.
How wonderful is that?
Yeah.
Ladies, take note.
Yeah. Because I would have paid 50 to get a new one. That was
I
an
know, right?
option. That
Yep,
was an
right.
option. But I was like, you know what? Let's try. Let's try to get this fixed. YouTube says you can do it. Let's try. So, yeah. Oh, and then your key fob. Most of us have key fobs. When you get a notice in your vehicle that the battery's low, if you don't know how to do it, go to, you can try the hardware store. I guess my hardware store does it. But I went to AutoZone and they changed it. And I asked them to show me how to do it. Um, and it's real simple. So I was happy uh, to learn that because my spare key apparently had a dead battery, so I was able to change it. So
And those take watch batteries, do they not?
yeah, shoot, what was it? A 2032 maybe? So like a size of a nickel.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Watch batteries to me, I think would be smaller.
No, I know what you're thinking of, the really tiny ones, like an ear, like a hearing aid one. No, this is
Yeah.
what I would consider a watch battery. But yeah, it's pretty big. It's the size of a nickel.
Yeah. So yeah, so then it got me thinking, I was a single parent. I did everything. with two kids. Um, how about the shame on me for forgetting about independent Ginger? And it reminds me of a Seinfeld episode with Independent George.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
Well,
need
and
to,
I have to
sorry,
just interject here just for a second
Jazz.
because you've always been independent, Ginger.
Mm-hmm.
Have someone or someone's in your life you're expecting a little bit of help from.
Mm-hmm.
That's not you not being independent. In my humble opinion, allegedly, possibly, maybe, but that's my take on it. You are the epitome of independent, in my opinion. It's it would be nice for to get a little bit of help once in a while, but I guess maybe it's because we're so scrappy, we get stuff done so quickly, we make it look easy that people think we don't need their help. I don't know, but go ahead. I'm sorry, I digress.
No, 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 no. I agree. Um, and it's funny because my daughter was complaining. Um, gosh, what was she complaining about? I can't remember. But I said to her, excuse me for yawning. I said to her, I go, now you know how I feel. When I was raising two kids doing everything, and I did show you like how to clean and stuff. And then when you didn't do it right, how I got mad. I'm like, it's no fun, but um sometimes you have to do it yourself.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah. So yeah,
And then how
I'm
happy and excited were you when you got it done? Like how freaking happy were you?
I was like, ding-a-ling, why didn't you do this sooner? As far as the fan. Now the
Right,
fob
right.
thing that
No,
just
I get
happened.
it. I get it.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I wasn't thinking. Had I not complained to my customer and she, put the idea in my head, hey, why don't you take it to the hardware store? So now I know.
Right. Well, and I learned something there too because I didn't know you could do that either. So
Yeah.
there you go. Learn something new every day.
Yeah. I mean, um, I would think if it's something like simple and easy to do, they could do it. I don't know what they would not do, you know? So, oh, and I
I think it's
like
time for
things.
I think it's time for your nap.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. But this is in conjunction with the independent ginger. So I like things to match. And my desk is like a brownish black. And then I have the tower of storage cubes, the eight of them. And I have it go up and down and not across, right? And it was white and it just was bothering me that it didn't match. So I kept watching on Facebook Market for the color to match my desk. And then one came up and I was like, I need this. And wasn't too far. So I told Kevin, let's go. You're going for a ride. I'll get you Starbucks. And I am amazed what I can load in the back of my SUV when I put the seats down. So I was able to haul this home and I still had room, in the back seat. And then Kevin helped me bring it in my office. And I love it. I love that it matches. Jess.
Yes.
Then the other thing was the futon. Um, so when I get sick, I go into the other room because I don't want to um compromise T because his immune system is lower than mine. Well, right now I'm questioning whose immune system is lower considering um we both got it October and December from the hospital, but then I got it three times after and he didn't. So I'm
Yeah, but
just
I
like,
thought we pinpointed that because since you stopped taking that one thing that unfortunately I think
Yeah,
that was the problem. But
well, that too, and I also um like he's more going to public places and I'm more going to people's homes.
hmm.
So, but um I was starting to feel kind of icky last week and I stopped at my favorite place for Bina and got three different teas and one of them was the echinacea and I drank that and I seriously believe it helped. So, but anyway, back to what I did Tuesday. Um, I Googled, well, YouTubed, can you fit a full-size mattress in an SUV? And it said, yes, you can, but you need to fold it over, bring ratchets. It's like, okay. And then it came with a adjustable base, and the adjustable base for full size is only two pieces, so it just folds in half. And I was like, okay, we can do this. And dragged a tea with, and it only took us 20 minutes to load it in the car because we should have put the base in first. So we had to take the mattress out, then put the base in, and then put the mattress in, and it fit. The only thing I couldn't see out my rear view window, but you got your side mirrors. And I'm familiar with the ride home, so I wasn't worried about that. And I'm yawning again. Sorry, this is a very yawny podcast. Um,
Yeah, making me yawn.
Yeah. So the futon, uh, Kevin and I were trying to get the frame out. We got the mattress out, and then I remembered, crap, I took this apart, or this was in pieces. I put it together in here, and I was like, that probably would have been more helpful if I did that. But um, we with a lot of cussing in that we got it out, and it's in the garage, along with the white stand, and they are for sale. If anyone's interested, please PM me in the local area because I don't think you want to travel from another state to get it unless you really want to. So yeah, I feel good and it's comfy and I love, the up and down on the headboard and the footboard. It's very nice.
Makes a difference.
Yes, it does. I mean, futons are great, to use as a couch or if somebody spends a night to sleep on, but not to,
Not long term.
yeah, yeah, because you start to feel the where it meets in the middle on the bottom.
Yeah, the frame, you start to feel
Yeah.
that.
So yeah, so welcome back, Independent Ginger. You like
Well,
that?
and I guess I'm becoming a little more independent too, if you think about it, because I know I've been talking your ear off about all the stuff that I'm cooking and baking and making. Can I talk about the cat food?
Yeah, yeah, because you mentioned it before. So yeah, let us know. Give us a review from the cats.
They love it. I'm honestly surprised. And, one of the things that I was worried about, and we'll put the link in the show notes, is because you know this, you've had cats. They can be so picky. And I'm like, what if I go to all this trouble to make all this and they don't eat it? Well, she tells you a good way to how to get them to get used to it and to eat it. And I followed it and it works. And I also was mixing in a little bit of the food that I had from that other brand that I really like. I just really, it's just so expensive. I just can't do it all the time. And I know I told you Stella's the one with her tummy issues, and Geo is the one with the bladder issues. And Rocco just seems to be, well, not actually, he was constipated, believe it or not. Remember what I told you? So, they each had their own little thing. Well, and I can honestly tell you this, I made a batch about 3 weeks ago, and ever since they started eating that food, Geo has not had any bladder issues at all. Stella has no tummy issues, and trust me, if she had tummy issues, she lets you know she's very cranky. And Rocco would have no, there's no constipation. And he also was the one that was more pukey, like more hairbally. None, none, which to me was like, this is a miracle. So it's very, I don't want to say it's like in comparison to what you would have to pay for the service, it's extremely economical. Really, all you got to do is have invest your time. And I've been doing that. And it's basically, and I got my big crock pot back from my daughter, and I could fit all of the chicken legs, chicken thighs into the crock pot. Those, rocked and rolled all day. You pull apart the chicken and the bones and everything. But I'll send you. I'll not send you. I'll send it to you, Ginger, because you're the one that you're the brains behind this organization. You can add this YouTube link, and it's food grade. It's human grade food, and it's cooked.
Okay.
And I got a stick blender because I was trying to do like a regular, like a margarita blender, like a blender.
Yes.
And it took forever to do it that way. And I think I actually burned out the motor. So I got a little stick blender from Target and it works beautifully. So I'm making my second batch this weekend and I feel like I'm finally getting the hang of it. Also, too, on the human side, I think I was telling you about the kamut flour because it has everything in there as opposed to just being regular flour that's kind of bleached and stripped of everything. I bought that. I made Irish soda bread yesterday with the
Nice.
dried fruit. OMG. So freaking delicious. You wouldn't believe it. But yeah, I'm trying to do more, being, like you said, more independent, home, being more dependent on myself in terms of meals instead of buying out. Because I just don't know how much is really good for you. Like once in a while, everyone does that, right? Go out once in a while. I
Yep.
just don't think it's good to do it all the time.
Yep. I had to have my pepper and egg last week.
Yeah, you told me about that. So, but you got it from your special place though, didn't you?
McBride's, Morris.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. We'll have to make that for ourselves because ever since you've been talking about it, I'm like, damn, I miss those.
You can have pepper and egg anytime you want. You don't have to wait for Lent.
I know. Oh, so good. So good. Oh, and have you heard about the gas thing, the 15 that they're gonna jack up the ethanol and the gas to 15%?
What's that gonna do?
Make your engine run hotter, and it's supposedly going to be very bad for everybody's cars. It's going to gum up the works. But I also do have a link for you for this too. It's called puregas.org, where you can try and go and find places that either have, no ethanol or low ethanol.
Okay.
So I don't know if anybody else has heard about this, but I don't know much about it. That's it. I just know it doesn't sound like it's actually a good move. I think they're just watering down the gas. And
Not
they don't
cool.
have to because our country is very rich and overloaded with fuel. So I don't understand what the problem is. But anyway, I digress.
Yes. Not cool.
No,
Well, that's
no.
cool what you are doing with the cats. I will share that. I
And they
still
have the
get.
recipes there for dogs too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I know I sent my daughter one because she's got three dogs. So
Yeah. Speaking of dogs, I had them both in here. They were napping. And then Dexter got up and little Pippi's like, "Oh, I'm getting up now." So perfect timing because if they're wrestling, I don't want it in here.
no kidding, right?
Yeah. Okay. All right. So this next topic, um, it wasn't planned and it's only coming up because of what you experienced earlier today on your drive home.
Yeah.
And it's, of course, you call me and I'm not available because I was doing other things to prepare for the podcast. So I apologize, but you handled it well. And The subject is what to do if you're being followed. Now, if you're in the vehicle, it says to make 3 or 4 consecutive right turns or exit and re-enter highways. And if the same car remains behind you, it suggests that you're being followed. And and it says for you to stay calm and trust your gut.
Yeah.
And um, let's see, what else does it say? Um, okay, so you can go to a well-lit, populated area, like a store, gas station, or police station, and avoid going home. And then this was in a vehicle, but it also says if you're on foot, not to go down alleys and stuff. And it says, I don't know, I wouldn't do this. Stop to tie your shoes or pretend to check your phone while observing the follower. I would not stop. I would just keep walking until I went to a safe area.
Yeah, right.
Mm.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
it says, uh, and you had said something about this. It said turn off your social media location, which I do not have that on. I turned that off long ago.
Yeah, me too. And I have a
And
VPN on my phone because sometimes they can still tap into where you're, if you're on Wi-Fi, which
yeah,
I had my phone on like my what do you call that? My Amazon Music.
yeah.
But I'm on the VPN.
Um, and another thing is your map. Um, a lot of vehicles have voice commands, and I would do, hey, where's the nearest police station? Especially if you're hold on. Especially if you're in an area that you're not familiar with.
Right.
And it also says do not do sudden acceleration. It says drive slowly so you can think and plan your route to a safe location, such as a busy public area or a police station. And of course, you can call for help if you are feeling that. And there's times I felt like I've been followed, but um, I was wrong. They were just like going to the same area I was, but turned off, you know, a while back. But when I went to go clean the office today, I parked and 2 men get out of the truck, and one of the guys just kept looking at me, and I was just like, what are you looking at? So I just gave very, very resting biatch face.
Right. Right.
So that helped. And then whenever I clean the office, I always lock the door because you never know. I mean, there's cameras, but you never know when someone might walk in inadvertently. I mean, maybe being nosy, what are you doing? But yeah, I always lock the door. So with
Yes.
you,
Good
um,
practices.
yeah, how long do you feel uh this person was following you for, like minutes wise?
Um, well, that's the thing. Probably a good 10 minutes because when I was approaching this vehicle, it was actually facing the other way, and then which is, it's fine when they kind of like cut across a couple of lanes in the other direction, and then they were behind me, and we talked about these people who are aggressive, who just, like to tailgate and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't really tailgating, but whenever I had to stop at like a light or a stop sign, like right up against my bumper. So again, I'm just, doing my normal thing. And like you said, I wasn't accelerating, wasn't going slow. I was just doing my normal thing. By the time I was approaching this other light, I'm like, why is this person behind me? And the only time they would put their turn signal on is when I put my turn signal on. So I thought, okay, well, now I'm not going to put my turn signal on. So when I was getting to this light, I thought, well, at the very last second, something told me go into the left turn lane. So I literally cut it at the last second and they cut right with me, like right behind me, didn't miss a beat. And I was like, oh crap, I'm going to call Ginger. I got to do evasive maneuvers over here and I want someone on the phone with me while I do this. And it looked like they were looking at something, almost like a computer or something in their car. Like they kept looking down, looking, ahead and then looking down. And I remember thinking, well, this can't be like an undercover police officer or something. This person's in like a Chrysler van and older guy. And I'm like, I just wanted to, I was gonna go cut right again and try and get back into the right lane and grab traffic going straight again. But the light turned and I couldn't get over. So I turned left, and by that time, then there was two lanes. Then that person went over to the right lane, but was still behind me. And I saw an intersection with a bunch of cars turning left, and I'm like, I'm gonna go there. So I turned left, and they just kept going. And then I just pulled a Louis, a U-turn, and went back and just was kind of keeping an eye on my surroundings because it just really was very suspicious. What do you think? You think I was overreacting?
No, I probably would have done the same thing, you know? So, no, always trust your gut, you know? I mean, I'd rather be overcautious than just head in the clouds and be like, no care in the world, you know? I mean, things are different. We got to have our guard up. It's not the same when we were kids. When,
No.
we'd leave the house and, yeah, see you later, didn't have cell phones or anything. Uh, we would check in at a friend's house, but yeah, we'd be gone all day, you know? We're a different
Yes.
breed.
Yes. Oh, yeah, because there were payphones and gas stations. You could go to a gas station, but yeah, we were on foot or on our bikes well past,
Yes.
the dark by ourselves. And we were just out there all the time. I just feel like we got very lucky because it was a different time. But I just feel like these days it's almost like they encourage these people to get away with crimes.
Yeah.
Almost like they encourage it and they like it. I don't know. I could be wrong. Allegedly, possibly, maybe. Who knows?
Right.
Right?
Okay. So, um, I have been enjoying my independence because my son got a car and um he was pet sitting and coming back here, and I mean, thank God he was smart enough to turn around, go back because the car just wasn't acting right. So it's now towed to the shop and sent some good juju and prayers that it's not major.
I
And
know.
yeah, it's
Ours.
like, can you catch a break? But here's one of my savings tips. If you have T-Mobile, pay attention to T-Life. Like when you might just scroll through it and ignore it. On Tuesdays, T-Mobile Tuesdays, they have that you can clip for gas savings, especially right now. And I can get 10 cents off, and I was so busy Tuesday, I totally forgot. So you can at least get that savings. I mean, even if it's 5 cents, it's still savings. But they also had other things. Now, I don't know if I mentioned to you, I got the Calm app, which is normally like $80 for the year,
Oh,
for
oh wow. Okay.
for like $12 for the year.
Nice.
So I just have
Wow.
to remember when it comes time to renew, if I don't want it, and sometimes when you don't renew,
Mm-hmm.
they'll
Mm-hmm.
be like, "Oh, we hate to see you go," and they'll try to, give you a better discount to get you to stay. And it's windy again.
Yes, I
So,
know.
I didn't know they had AAA on us for a year until my daughter and son-in-law told me about that. So I signed up for it, and then I finally convinced Kevin to add him onto it, although it wasn't free for him, but still it was half than what he would have paid for a full membership. And with that, just keep note, it takes 3 days to go in effect, so you can't use it right away. So he wasn't able to use the towing feature, but at least it got there, and he wasn't stranded anywhere, and it was
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
safe. So
Yeah, especially because I know when we had older cars, we were, Nicole and I were experiencing the same situation, and we relied pretty heavily on our towing programs. And if you have it through your auto insurance, that's typically reimbursement. So you'd have to pay out of pocket, and then you send in your claim or whatever, and they reimburse you that way. Or like you said, AAA, you pay your whatever. I think they're, oh no, well, AAA, I know this is a special, but do they have a restriction on how many tows you're able to have in a year?
yes, you got to read. There's three different memberships, and it will tell you how many that you get. But also keep in mind, if you have towing with your insurance, um, you can get so many reimbursed. You would know that, right? Is it like two or three or something, or it depends on who you have?
I think it depends. Yeah, it depends on the carrier, but I know that AAA implemented um, restrictions on limits of what you could do per year, and I want to say it was three, but they could have different levels because I haven't had that for a long time because I do have not rental, sorry, towing reimbursement through my carrier.
Yeah. So, um, like I said, if you have T-Mobile or I mean other cellular carriers, I guess can't talk, cellular carriers, like you have Verizon, right? No. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. So do you have any perks with them?
Yeah, I think it's like Netflix and HBO, something like that.
Yeah. I get Netflix and Apple, but now I have to pay $3 for Apple because Apple raised their prices. But here's the nice thing. Netflix just raised the prices and I get Netflix free through T-Mobile. And they
Yeah,
sent a text saying we're not gonna we know they raised the price, but we're not going to have you pay the difference. And I go, oh, that's nice.
good. That is nice. They can afford it.
Yeah. So, and then like I was talking earlier about the weather, we've had crazy weather here, and the hail was only pea size, but that was pretty scary the way it was coming sideways and hitting the windows, and the dogs were like freaked out. And I was like, I think we shouldn't be near any windows. And um Thursday, again, we got more rain. So I was either in the hallway or in the closet hiding. Normally I go down to the basement, but I'm trying not to be so scared. And of course, I don't want to show fear and have the puppy be scared. Um, Dex doesn't really have storm anxiety like um, my other dog did, and I don't want to project it on them. And as I was saying to you, I think it's a sensory thing with the noise because when I went in the closet, I didn't hear it hitting the wind and the rain, hitting the house like I would in the hallway. So it's a work in progress. Stay
It
tuned
is.
on,
It is.
how I deal with it and if I give it, any more suggestions on how to deal with it. Like they say, just to be weather ready. If you know it's going to be a stormy day, just have a plan. That's pretty much all I can say. Um, your car is probably not the safest place to be in a tornado. So, if you're like driving, pull over into a parking lot, go in the store, because they'll lock the store down and everyone, put everyone in back.
Right, and at least there'll be good snacks.
Yeah. Yeah. Because trust me, you cannot outrun a
Oh,
storm.
no, you
Yeah.
cannot. Don't try it. They're going so much faster than you can possibly imagine.
Yeah. Um, So lastly, there was a update for the Tepe murder. His next court date is April 16th. So we will see what happens with that. And it says that they collected like evidence, DNA, fingerprints, and all that from the scene. And then unfortunately, um, there was a murder in Florida. She was the vice mayor, and her friend noticed she hadn't heard from her, called the husband, and just here it is with your gut instinct. Just felt something wasn't right and called the police, and the police go to the house and found her dead. And the husband was like, I think 5 miles away at a friend's house, and they hunted him down, and he is accused of murder. And they have only been married a couple of years. And it's just strange. Just like that doctor on trial who hit his wife in the head with a rock that he was trying to push over the cliff in Hawaii. So I don't know what
Yeah.
the hell's going on with these, domestic stuff. I mean, I know it's not
I think we
just,
women need to be a whole lot more picky about who we
yeah,
select to let into our circle.
but I also have to acknowledge that there was a woman that murdered her boyfriend and his mom and dad uh
Yes,
here in
yes.
Illinois. So, I mean,
And
it's
that, yeah, we're
both.
not minimizing that by any stretch of the imagination. We just are, we're women who have been through hell and back
Yeah.
with domestic violence. And we understand also too that 99% of violent crimes are perpetrated by against, their significant other
Yep.
from male against female. So
Yeah.
anyway, we gotta wrap it up.
Yeah, so be safe and again, by the time you hear this Easter will be over, so hope everyone had a good Easter. And until next time. And
Till next time.
if you have any suggestions, please let us know. All right. Bye guys.
We love our scrappy peeps. So thank you all for joining us and becoming part of our flock. So please like, subscribe, and share. And if you don't like us, unfortunately, yo mama. But if you do like us, we look forward to seeing you next time on Two Scrappy Chicks.